Start.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
My topic for today is the operating principle of the oil water separator. This is Chief Engineer Remolio, your instructor for the next 10 minutes. So, this is a picture of our oil water separator. So, have an idea. Okay. Intended learning objective and outcome. At the end of the session, a student will be able to show understanding of an oily water separator and recognize the requirements and the importance of an oily water separator. Answer the question posed by the instructor. So, what is oily water separator? Oily water separator is used to separate oil and water in compliance to our environmental regulation. So, that is our topic. So, in our topic, for oil water separator, we have some requirements before we use the oil water separator. What are those? The first one is vessel should be en route. I mean to say, the vessel is underway, sailing. And the next one is we have this 12 nautical miles or beyond. So how we do it? The operator must ask the duty officer with the distance and corresponding time. Let's say 4 hours you are trying to, or you are operating the OWS. So you have to ask the officer knows that we are bumping our oily water or bilge in that certain time, let's say 4 hours. So they will check the distance in between, because some areas, let's say in the next 2-3 hours, you are passing less than 12 miles. So you have to confirm with the duty officer. So that is why we need to be careful with the requirements. And next is this operation of 15 ppm. What is this 15 ppm? It is in the machine, in the equipment of oily water separator, wherein the limit of discharge of oily water or bilge water is only up to 15 ppm. Other than that, there is, we call three-way valve, which will shut off to cut the discharge of bilge water. Okay, so I'll show you the picture, the diagram, where we have here the two stages of oil water separator from the bilge tank here. So we have this pump, and you can see the flow of water here. This is the first stage, and the oil will goes up and the water will go down. And here it will filter to the second stage. And the second stage to the compressor and goes to the return to the bilge if it is more than 50 ppm, and it goes overboard if it is less than 50 ppm. That is the regulation. And we have this gravity separation on the first stage. The second stage is a filter. And the final is compressor. So this is like just a back view. I'll show you the front view so that you will see the 15 ppm monitor. Okay? So here, it is a front view. Why? Because here we have the 15 ppm monitor. When the 50 ppm monitor less than 50 ppm, ppm is parts per million. It will open this three-way valve to pass to the overboard. This valve is manual valve and keep it open. If it is more than 50 ppm, this three-way valve will close the overboard and open to bilge holding tank. It will return. Okay? So then, I will explain the simple cycle from bilge tank. It goes to the bilge pump, and to the bilge pump goes to the first stage, where we call the separation of by gravity. Okay? And here, it will send the oil to the top. Since the water is two-phase, water and oil, since the water is heavier than the oil, it will goes up and the oil will open, will goes to the separated oil tank once it's sent to the top. So the water will comes down and it goes to the second stage, the filter. And again, it says that if some oil is detected, it will go to open this valve to the separated oil tank, and it goes to the second stage, the clean oil to the qualizer. Here, qualizer filter. And after this, it will pass to the 15 ppm monitor, where if it says the 15 ppm, it will goes to overboard. That is the cycle. Then I'll show you the simple the video.
Water.
Sorry.
Oily water separator. See the operation of an oily water separator with a 15 ppm monitor. The separation of oil water in the separator takes place in two stages. In the first stage, the separation is by gravity, whereas in the second stage, the separation is by coalescing filters. Oil water is delivered to the separator. As it enters through the inlet valve, oil separates by gravity and collects at the top of the separator. The remaining oil sticks to the baffle plates as the water passes to the second stage. Oil droplets from the plates tend to travel upwards to the oil collection space. Oil from the top of the chamber is automatically drained to the oil tank, where the level reaches the bottom of the sensor as shown. The oil drain valve from the top of the first stage separator is a diaphragm-controlled piston valve. Water passes downwards from the first to the second stage coalescer through a central pipe. The filter in the right chamber removes solids and some oil. Coalescing filters in the left chamber take out the remainder of the oil in the form of small droplets, which coalesce to form larger drops. These rise to the oil collecting space. Oil content of the final discharge is below 15 ppm. In case the discharge of water after the second stage is more than 15 ppm, the monitor senses this and gives an audible and visual alarm in the engine room. At the same time, the monitor sends a signal to the three-way valve on the overboard discharge line, which closes the overboard and opens to the bilge tank. The sensor reverts to normal operation once the oil content drops below 15 ppm.
Okay, so as I mentioned, this 50 ppm monitor will only open to the overboard if it is less than 50 ppm. And if it is again goes up, it will return to bilge tank. This three-way valve will operate. Okay, so this is the cycle of the principle of our oily water separator. Then we go to the questions. So give at least what requirements required in operating oily water separator. Please.
Yes, sir.
June? Okay.
The vessel should be in route.
Thank you. And June?
Good points off. At least the vessel should be 12 nautical miles or more from shore.
Okay, 12 nautical miles from the shore. Vessel en route, 12 nautical miles. And the other one is 15 ppm operational. That's the requirements. Thank you very much. And my next question, please, Ken, read.
The first stage of separation is by gravity and the second stage is by coalescer. True or false? This is true.
Okay, thank you. That's correct?
Correct.
Yeah, it's true.
Correct. It's true.
So because we have two stages of separation, by gravity and by coalescer. We are separating two mixture of water, the oil and the water. Which oil is lighter than the water, so oil is going up and the water is going down. And then the next is coalescer filter, meaning it's filter, and this coalescer also is another type of filtering to make it, the water that comes out is purely 50 ppm or less, which is very safe, and we are in compliance with our environmental regulation. So, thank you very much. This is Remolio Diosdado again. Have a blessed day to all, and good morning.